We find ourselves at the end of the year 5780 in the Jewish calendar, and we speedily approach the new year, the year 5781. Our sages tell us that just as a businessman does a stock taking at the end of each month to see how his business is doing, he opens the Excel spreadsheet and he looks at all the money being put in and all the money being taken out for the entire month as to see if the business is doing well. So too should man do the same in his spiritual life. So as we come to the conclusion of a year, it's appropriate to look at ourselves and our conduct, our very thoughts, speech, and action for the whole year that just is coming to its end, to assess whether our thoughts, speech, and actions, what we put out into this world and what we took from this world, were as they ought to be, as they should be. Who are we? Where have we come? Are we proud of what has become of us? Indeed, our sages point out that a book is open on Rosh Hashanah, on the Day of Judgment. One way to understand what this means is that God, so to speak, took the soul in the heavens before it descended into the body, and it had a special viewing party. The soul sat there with God, looking at the life of an individual, all the ups and downs, all the challenges and obstacles that they would face. Finally, at the conclusion of the viewing party, he turned to the soul and he said, "So, what do you think? Did you like the protagonist?" He says, well, the soul says, "Very much so. He got challenged, but he grew so much and this and that." God says to the soul, "Very good. This is what I have in store for you. I have written a book of all of human civilization, and this chapter of this protagonist here, this chapter is for you. It is what I have as a mission stored just for you. Do you accept?" And the soul says with honor and pride, "Of course I accept." Of course, once the soul comes to the body, it forgets this viewing party and it forgets what would eventually unfold. Therefore, what happens each year on Rosh Hashanah is God too does an accounting. He opens the book of the story that was supposed to take place, of that incredible life he had measured out for us. And then he opens up the story of where we're actually at, what we've actually been doing, and he compares the two stories to each other. Are we in alignment with that flawless plan that God had, or have we somewhat strayed? The amazing thing is that if we do a fixing on our own, come the day of judgment, when the opposition arrives, the Satan, the angel of death, arrives with the litigation against us, saying, "These are all the complaints I have against this and this individual for the past year." If we, prior to that time of judgment, take a moment to sit with our thoughts after doing a stock taking, and we say, "God, after reviewing my conduct this year, I realize that I messed up in this way." And we say all our wrong deeds before the Creator in our own personal speech. Come that time of judgment, when the litigant, when the opposition, the Satan, comes and brings all the cases before God, each one he listens to and he says, "Why are you telling me about this? We already dealt with this. You see, just a few weeks ago, he admitted to this. He made a repentance for that. That's no longer valid in this court. What else you got?" So we see that there's an incredible power to assessing ourselves. And in so doing, we manage to fix ourselves, to better ourselves, to put ourselves back on course, to be the kind of people that we're proud of. At the end of the day, what good is there another day, another week, another year in our lives if we're not going to be better? If we stay stagnant, if we, God forbid, decline, better that we should not be around. Obviously, we don't want to give that kind of ammunition to the other side or to God. And therefore, let us continually be working on ourselves, growing, and may we merit that through this we be blessed with a year that is filled with bounty in physical, in spiritual, in health, wealth, and happiness for all of us. Amen.